Hi, everyone. It's Mary, your 90-day fiance, Kiki and Kibit's host, here with 90 Days and 900 Seconds. Now, tonight's episode was Season 5, Episode 3, First Date, Second Thoughts. Now, starting off with Gino and Jasmine. I don't know about these two guys, but they seem strangely compatible. Something about Gino and his geekiness, and Jasmine being eh, a control freak. Let's call a spade a spade. Jasmine is a control freak. Gino with his geekiness, and he's very submissive. The two of them seem compatible to me. I don't know. Drop a comment and tell me what you guys think. But I think Gino and Jasmine, they may last. So, Gino is in Panama and he's going to try Panamanian food and he orders a bacon cheeseburger. What the fuck? Typical man. That's all I gotta say. So Jasmine gets pissed off because Gino wants to tip the waitress 15, 20%, which we think is standard. But apparently in Panama, to native Panamanians, according to Jasmine, they don't tip because then all the restaurants are going to want to charge Panamanians like her a tip and they can't afford it. So, no, you're not tipping. Gino, being the gentleman, because I believe that is the sign of a gentleman, insisted that these waitresses are hard workers and she deserved a tip. Jasmine, who rides the crazy train, I think about 20 hours out of 24 hours a day, insisted then that Gino had something for the waitress and he was ruining their time. Let's go back to the room. So they get back to the room and there's tension. And Gino's like, should I pop a blue pill or shouldn't I pop a blue pill? Because I don't know if Jasmine wants to bone me now. Jasmine's in the bathroom. She comes out in this sexy nightie, which she says is her regular nightgown that she goes to bed in. And at first, Gino didn't even notice. He was too busy looking for a charger for his phone. He didn't even notice she was fucking standing there in a sexy lingerie, and Gino's like, "Oh, I'm looking for a charger for my phone." And so they get in bed, and Gino's so fucking nervous he doesn't know what to do with himself. He could first he forgot to take off his shoes. Then he was, take off the hat, dude. That's all I have to say. Take off the fucking hat. And as we see next week, Jasmine's jealous side raises her its ugly head again as they're in a gift shop, it looks like, and Gino's shopping, and she's like, I don't want anything from your stupid ex-wife's country in your house. I want everything from my country in your house. And Gino's like, oh, I think she'll be pissed off if she realizes I'm so friendly with one of my exes. Yeah, Gino, I think she's going to rip your balls off. Anyway, moving on to Kimberly and Usman. I'm going to say her name that way from this moment on. That was fucking hysterical. That is going to be a classic line from now on. Up with ranking up there with cut the steak on a bias and poop water, poop water. So, Kimberly arrives in Tanzania, excuse me, Zanzibar, an island off of Tanzania. And apparently she could kill with her bare hands, so don't fuck with her. You better be a good, safe cab driver, dude, because I'll snap your neck because I was a secretary in the U.S. Army in Desert Storm. Okay, I think I'll take your word for it, Kimberly. Not sure. So she's next day, she's picking Soldier Boy up at the airport, Ziad style. Now, true diehard 90 Day Fiancé fans will know what I mean when I say this. Ziad and Rebecca style. Fucking hysterical. And apparently, she has a Soldier Boy t-shirt in every color because as we've seen in the hotel scene where she was giving Soldier Boy his PS5 and his MacBook Pro, she had a shirt in pink. I wonder if she has one in every color of the rainbow. I wonder if they're on sale in the clearance section of Walmart or something. fucking hysterical. Kimberly is fucking hysterical, and she is blinded, or this is totally scripted, and I'm leaning towards the totally scripted. So Usman could get his exposure and his song could be ingrained in our brain by the end of the season, like it was the first season that he was on with baby girl Lisa. So, my opinion, this is totally scripted, but totally entertaining. Because let me tell you, Kimberly is not getting any action. The PlayStation 5 got more action than she did in that room. And he was totally freaked the fuck out when he walked in there. And she was like, "Oh, I got the honeymoon suite. You know, I popped a little extra money and got the honeymoon." He was like, "What do you mean, honeymoon suite? You know what honeymoon mean? Oh, we're not talking marriage yet." Shit was fun, hysterical. Usman, I give it to you. Smart dude. But I'm still mad at you because you should have hit up my girl Brianna, and it should have been baby girl Brianna. Fucked up, Usman. You fucked up. Moving on. Alina and Caleb. So they're meeting for the first time in the airport. And honestly, I think this whole meetup was kind of awkward. And I think Caleb made it really awkward. I mean, the whole thing about he didn't realize how small she was. I mean, dude, she told you she was 3 feet tall. Take out a fucking tape measure and check it out. 3 feet tall is 3 feet tall. And I think he made the whole thing about pushing her wheelchair and pushing his luggage. I mean, I get like he was trying to figure out the logistics of it, but I mean, he was like spinning her around like a top at one point. It's like, come on, dude. And she was so like kind and compassionate. She even offered to like give him her wheelchair to sit in at one point. I mean, and I think he made it awkward. And if they were talking for 13 years and they're friends and everything, she laid everything out for him. She told him how tall she was. She explained that she uses a wheelchair and why. She explained about her condition. I mean, I get it. Seeing her in person might have been a shock, initially for him, but the way he said, "Oh, you're smaller than I expected you to be." I mean, sounds like a kid on Christmas. "Oh, I didn't expect this present to be this small." Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, dude, she told you she was 3 feet tall. They got a tape measure, 3 feet tall. So they get to the hotel. He carries her up the stairs, and she's like, "Oh, I thought that was sweet." And basically, he didn't really show her any affection. He didn't give her a kiss. The whole cab ride to the hotel was awkward as shit. And I don't know. We'll see. I think it could be chalked up to a long plane ride, just being overwhelmed and just being physically exhausted. I hope. So let's see what comes up with the upcoming episodes. Next, I am really rooting for my boy Mike and Jimena. Mike is leaving for Colombia. His dad and his grandpa are like, be careful. His grandpa doesn't think it's a good idea. Poor Mike gets out to the Uber. His luggage immediately falls in the snow, which I think is a bad sign. Maybe you shouldn't go on the trip. He gets to the airport. He's standing there waiting. Jimena's not there, but she shows up. So anyway, we get to meet Jimena in this episode. She's 24. Guys, I don't think she's 24, but that's just me. She has a 9-year-old from a one night stand and a 3-year-old from a guy that apparently she got pregnant with while he was in prison. I wonder how the logistics of that worked, but she got pregnant with him on her second visit to prison. So apparently she doesn't find Mike physically handsome, but his heart makes him physically handsome to her. And I'm sure his money helps also. He has so far helped her pay for rent, for food. Um, the nice refrigerator, the dining room table, the sofa, the blender, the coffee maker, etc., etc. She's a manicurist out of work during the pandemic, and it wasn't for her dear Mike, she wouldn't have survived. So there's a language barrier. Mike is using Google Translate, and a la Devin and Jehoon style, as we see next week, his Google Translate is giving him technical difficulties, and I think it'll lead to a lot of miscommunication and a lot of laughs for us. But I'm rooting for my boy Mike. I hope that Jimena is not some gold digging whore that just breaks his heart. But this is 90 Day Fiance. So anyway, moving on, we meet our last new couple. Well, not our last new couple, but we meet our next new couple. Ella, 29, from Idaho Falls, Idaho, and Johnny from China. Okay, I'm going to have an unpopular opinion about Ella. I understand that she had retreated into a fantasy world because she was bullied in school. And I understand that a lot of this has to do with her childhood and her weight and not feeling accepted. And I totally get that because I was heavy as a child and bullied for being heavy. So I do totally get that. But listening to her talk about her Asian prince is kind of cringe. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. Drop me a comment and tell me what you think. But I think the way she talks about him is kind of cringe. And the whole thing about their video sex chat where she plays with her boobs while he jerks off is really cringe. But I hope that, they work out. He's coming here on a tourist visa within a couple of weeks. And what makes her friends nervous is he's a single father of a 5-year-old boy named Stony. And the fact that he's leaving his son behind to come to the States, to spend time with her, and basically, who's going to take care of his son, what's going on with that. So that kind of makes her friends nervous. And apparently, Ella has quite a dragon collection, a sword collection. She is totally into anime, and she has a vibrator collection, as her roommate had to tell us. TMI. So, anyway, moving on to our last couple of the night, we have, which I think is going to be my second favorite couple, we have Memphis and Hamza. So, Memphis is on the plane on her way to Tunisia to see her boo. And we get to meet Hamza in this episode. Now, Hamza has a very interesting backstory. His mother is divorced in conservative Tunisia, which it's very interesting to me how he was explaining how his mother's value in society basically means nothing because she is a divorced woman, that even if she tried to get a job, she wouldn't be able to get a job. And Hamza himself hasn't been able to find work because it's been very hard to find work in Tunisia, apparently. So he's hoping for this opportunity to go to the States to take care of his mother. I'm hoping that he really cares for Memphis, but I think this is going to be another Brittany and Yazan from the other way, where their cultural differences are just going to be way too much. I mean, first of all, Memphis is already going over there thinking that she's going to get some sexy time before they get married. And Hamza's mother already told him, no, I don't think so. You guys are not sleeping in the same bed. Your ass is sleeping on the couch, and she could sleep in the bed. Secondly, the language barrier is hysterical. I mean, I hope that she packed Adam the translator from Brittany and Yazan's translator, Adam the translator, in those bags because she's going to need them. I don't think her Google Translate is going to be good enough. And by the way, we previously sat down and talked with our favorite translator, Fathom the Translator. Check out the video on our YouTube channel, Kiki and Kibbitz on YouTube. So, anyway, his mother gets him the flowers to bring to Memphis. His mother's like making the bed and doing all these things. He says his mother treats him like a baby. I think it's just a societal thing that the mothers take care of their sons until they get married, hand the son off to the wife, and then they expect the wife to take care of the son. The mother has no problem about Memphis being a foreigner as long as she's up to par and she takes care of her son. So, but he already lied. We'll see what happens. And that is 90 days and 900 seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed my little episode tonight. Please subscribe. Hit the button right there. Not quite sure where the button is, so wherever it is, please hit it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night. Bye.